And we are live. Okay, so this is how it works. Very conversational, no big deal. Just like you're on the radio, but much cooler.
So much cooler.
Jenny and I do a little banter in the beginning. As Jenny mentioned, we do have sponsors, so I will announce them and read the little script that they have provided me. And we record this. It goes out live via Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I also record it. I will do some post-production editing, and then we throw it up on a little website called Buzzsprout. That's our podcatcher. And then we can send you the link so you can listen to it and share it with all your friends. Great. All right, Jenna, you ready?
Yep.
Here comes the intro. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. Good afternoon. Man, it's 2:44 already, Jenny. Good afternoon, all you millions of podcast fans. Thank you so much for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Brought to you by Grow Clinton, a small nonprofit located on the eastern edge of the great state of Iowa, right along the mighty Mississippi, where we focus on economic development, community development, and tourism. As always, I am your host, Andy Sokolovich, president of Grow Clinton, joined in the studio by Jenny Home from our office. Jenny, what's happening?
We are so busy today.
Busy. Lots of hustle and bustle going around the office.
Man.
We're moving into our new section at 719 for our Iowa tour, Visit Clinton Tourism Center. Very excited about that. Right now, we have Leadership Unlocked, the 10th segment of a 12-part series happening in our conference room.
So cool.
So thank you to Charlie Minnick for hosting that.
Yes.
Met with the Gateway Area Foundation today, a 501c3 nonprofit that owns the building that we're in right now. They also helped put together this room we're in. When I say help, they paid for the whole thing. Yeah, so we are in their debt literally. And it's just been, there's also something going on outside, Jenny. There's something falling from the sky.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
we haven't seen it in a while.
It's kind of weird and
wet. Yeah, it's called rain.
It's been a long time
since we've had some rain. But you know what? I drove through the car wash last night. That's why it is raining. So anytime we have a drought, all you farmers out there, next time you need to water your crops, just tell me to go out and wash my truck. Guarantee you within the next 48 hours, it will be raining.
I had a great meeting this morning with how we always say this is a regional, Greater Clinton region.
Yep.
Regional. And I spoke with a young lady from Highway 61 Dry Cleaners from Macokota.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, explain to all of our listeners how that process works.
Okay. So her name is Nicole. They have a drop-off site at Hy-Vee. You drop off, you put your name, address, phone number, they pick up, and then they bring back there. And it's a great thing for our community because we don't have dry cleaning necessarily around here.
So still a need for dry cleaning services, although a lot of clothes these days are just kind of wash and wear. Mm-hmm. But for those bankers,
oh my God,
now you won't see me decked out in a suit every day. That's only on special occasions.
I wish.
But for our banker friends, they're wearing suits every day. And
we still need it.
Yeah.
We do.
And Alicia here, she's probably has to wear fancy clothes as a superintendent.
Every day.
Well, we'll introduce our guest here in a second. But first, I want to acknowledge the Grow Clinton podcast sponsors. Thank you so much to first, Citizens First Bank. Mic check, courtesy of Citizens First Bank, making your finances and our audio here at the podcast crystal clear. New microphones for the Grow Clinton podcast. You're listening to them right now. Sure, SM7Bs, top of the line, baby, are proudly sponsored by the bank that's always in tune with our community. You can find them at gocfb.bank. Again, gocfb.bank. Citizens First Bank, banking as it should be with CFB, member FDIC. And then AdCraft Printwear and Sully Sports, Jenny. They're on the mix. Oh, AdCraft, they've been in the community for a very long time, making custom apparel since 1974. Over the years, AdCraft has grown from just a small family-run business, serving the Clinton area and the community, to a cutting-edge operation that serves teams and companies all over the globe. For all of your custom printwear needs, go to adcraftusa.com. Again, that's adcraftusa.com. And Jenny, without them, we would not be able to broadcast this show. The Grow Clinton podcast is powered by Miles Communications. High-speed fiber internet, wicked fast internet speeds ensure that our podcast is crisp, clear, and consistent. Miles offers residential and commercial high-speed internet services, as well as television and telephone options to meet your home or company communication demands. If they're not in your neck of the woods, they are on their way. MilesTelephone.com. Again, that's MilesTelephone.com. Got it all out, Jenny?
I got it. You know what? That we get a lot of love.
Get a lot of love. Feel it. Speaking of love, especially love for education love for the job, we got a great guest today, Jenny. Who's with us?
It's Alicia. I'm sorry.
Alicia.
And I'm the one who was saying it was Alicia.
I got it right.
Andy got it.
Alicia Christiansen from Northeast Community School District. Superintendent.
Name is very popular around the area because
my gosh.
You've been an educator in Clinton. Now
Yeah.
you're at Northeast serving as a superintendent. So Alicia or Miss Christiansen, I don't know what the students refer to you as. I don't like speaking to educators by their first names. So however you like to be referred to as, just punch me in the face and I'll make that happen. What is going on at Northeast? We know them. We love them. We have an awesome opportunity to get out there every once in a while. We do the success roundtables.
Yeah.
I get a chance to speak to students about what it's like to be an economic developer, which I'm still trying to figure out what it all entails, but it's a great school district. Tell us a little bit about your story, how you got there and how you became the superintendent.
Absolutely. Well, first off, thank you for letting me come in today. First podcast. So that's pretty exciting.
What a way to cut your teeth on the greatest podcast on the planet Earth.
I actually started my teaching career in Clinton. Had Jenny's kids over at Washington Middle School, and then moved over to Clinton High School for a little bit. Did a couple years of administration there. That was amazing because there's great staff over there. Then I went out to Northeast, was the middle school, high school principal for about 6 years. And then the last 7 years, I've been a regional administrator at the AEA. So I got to work with some larger systems, Bettendorf, Maquoketa, which was a bit rewarding. Back being a rebel, which is really exciting for me. Raise a family out there, graduated from there. So kicked that off here July 1st. So,
I had a meeting with Alicia last summer.
Yep. August, right? We were just talking. It felt like yesterday.
Can't believe that. Anyway, I went home and I told my kids, I saw Mrs. Christiansen today. I had a meeting with her and they both immediately responded, I love her, which we know because I put that post on Facebook that we had met and that thing got slammed with shares and likes and loves and all kinds of really amazing comments.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, just based on your background alone, I'm assuming that the search for the new superintendent was relatively easy because you check all the boxes. Now, your predecessor, Neil Gray, what is he doing? Driving bus now?
He is. I have him back driving bus. It's pretty amazing.
We just said we interview a lot of the superintendents from all of our districts here throughout the region, and all of them are driving a bus.
Yeah, I've held off. They haven't convinced me yet to go get my CDL or passenger endorsement. But I've recruited Mr. Gray back. He helps us out quite a bit in some of our routes.
What are the chances of you getting it?
I don't know. I'm not feeling that's my vibe. I feel like I have other strengths that
Definitely
I
lean
into.
Vibe. I know what I did to the bus driver when I was a kid.
Not getting behind the wheel.
And not being able to ride the bus for a little while. Mom having to take me to school. So that was a little bit.
Confessions of Andy.
We don't reflect back that far. But no, lots of cool things going on. Located right there in Goose Lake. Beautiful school surrounded by some amazing farmland in a nice little cute community. I absolutely enjoy coming to visit. What's going on? Well, I know one thing that's coming up that you want to talk about. You're going to be pushing for a relatively large bond referendum to do some necessary and much needed improvements.
We sure are. And, it's been a joy the last few weeks to just be out visiting with the community. What a great opportunity as I settle into my role, but to also speak about what can be next for us. So we're looking at doing a $13.5 million project. So if you've been out there recently, we have our auditorium that's newly created, 2010, beautiful facility for our fine arts kiddos. The other end, we have a brand new gymnasium, science edition, which we enjoy. Looking to do some stuff in our career tech. So our metals, our woodworking, our ag labs, and then some much needed updates in our original high school building. Our HVAC, our electrical, some of our fire system stuff. So that building was built back in 1966.
Come on.
So it's served us well. right? Like as a community, we can say that with confidence. So that's what the $13.5 million is going to do for us. So
that's amazing. Just imagine what you have done to your home if it was built in 1966. All the upgrades you have made, all the enhancements you have made, whether it's additions or updated electric or updated HVAC. Probably many homes did not have central air, so you had to install that. So while you're out there working on your home, there's no difference in the school district. No. Actually, it's in a much larger capacity in huge buildings that house your kids for more time during the day than they're actually awake in your own house.
And when you think about it, the things that you're talking about that need the updating are the trades. And these are the jobs. This is the training that keeps people in our area.
Absolutely.
So it's so important to get that trades, get that training in the type of atmosphere with the tools that are being used now. And when you talk about $13.5 million, it's anymore. I mean, come on, that doesn't, it sounds like a lot. It's a, like you said, sticker shock.
It is a sticker shock.
But really, it isn't. When you think about doing things that make kids feel like they're cared about and well-trained, that's what's going to make them want to stay and raise their kids here or come back and raise their kids here.
As we were talking earlier, Jenny, the school is the heart of the community. Right. It's what we're about. It's what drives our future. And there's no doubt that's the same conversation for us out there at Northeast. So, and yes, the $13.5 million is a sticker shock. But I think when you can step back and understand, well, what does that mean for me as a taxpayer in my community? And I know Clinton went through this as they were working through their facilities project, is trying to put that in dollars and cents. So the example I give people is if I have a home that is assessed at $250,000, I can anticipate my tax bill to go up about $114 for the year. So based on that, you can kind of work some numbers for yourself to understand the impact. Now, I always back it off and say, so $114 for the year is just shy of $10 for the month. Think about the coffees you buy. Think about the things you enjoy on a monthly basis. And that's the investment that we're asking the community to consider as we move forward with this vote on November 4th. And
one thing it annoys me is when I hear people say, well, I don't have anybody in the school system. That is not, listen, this is your community.
Yep.
And if you want people to come and live in your community, have students in your community, that helps everybody. Not just people with kids in the school. It helps everybody.
The whole community benefits.
As an economic development practitioner doing this for the last 10 years, I will tell you confidently that the availability of a quality K through 12 education system is the number one talent attraction tool.
It is.
That's all they want. People will not move somewhere where they feel the schools are subpar. I mean, they want to make a commitment to a district, whether they have kids or not,
right?
Because they realize that with kids come families, with families comes new homes, with new homes comes grocery stores, with grocery stores comes shopping centers, with shopping centers. I mean, it's a domino effect.
It is,
and it really allows our communities to grow and expand. An injection of new economic wealth into all of our communities throughout the region, and it really all stems. The seed that's planted is the quality of the districts that serve those students in K through 12.
And gone are the days where you just move somewhere and you send them to whatever school there. People research this stuff now. When you're moving places, they can research this stuff. So you want to have the attractive, like Andy said, the attractive school system, quality education. We give tours
all the time to doctors that are coming in to work for Mercy One.
Absolutely.
Plant managers that just got reassigned. And before they want to look at housing, they want to see the school districts.
Absolutely.
They want to see the athletic amenities. They want to see the fields. They want to see the laboratories. They want to see the welding labs. They want to see all of it.
Right.
Because if you're moving or relocating your child, especially if your child's in like that high school age, they're going to be making all new friends. They're going to try to pick up where they left off their previous district or school.
Right.
And that's a tough transition. So you want to make sure the school is welcoming. And, the Iowa nice thing is not a myth.
No.
As an East Coast kid, it is not a myth. Like I walk my dog at 5:30 in the morning. I have a little light on top of my head. My dog has a little reflective collar. And I will pass somebody in the dark and they will spark up a conversation with me at 5:30 in the morning. Who does that? I wouldn't walk in the streets of Philadelphia at 5:30 in the morning. So it's really cool. And I really do love Northeast. I love the culture of your district. I love the educators that are there, several of which are friends of mine. It just feels cool when you walk in. I mean, you can just tell it's the positivity is almost palpable.
It's true. And
Yeah.
the setting that you have there is so
Pretty
beautiful.
exciting.
And to get the residents to push in the same direction
Yep.
for this bond, what is something you'd like to tell maybe somebody who's on the fence about their vote?
I think it goes back to everything you were just speaking to, Andy, is it's about investing in our current system and sustainability. When I reflect on the history of Northeast, they built an outstanding elementary back in 97. It is still serving us well. If anything, it's busting at the seams, which is an awesome problem. 2010, they got behind the idea of this auditorium and these fine arts spaces. 2013, they showed up and they said, we support you in this science and gym. So just continuing to stay rooted in who we are as a community, and just know this is an investment for the next how many years in future learners, not only our current learners, but in future learners and future residents, hopefully.
Well, it's not an investment you can kick the can.
No.
When you're talking about students occupying a building, they need to be safe, they need to be secure,
Absolutely.
and they need to have access to the technology that's going to further enhance their education and their overall schooling experience. And if you continue to stiff arm that, eventually you're not going to be able to catch up.
You're exactly
So
right.
you got to do it now. It's like, it sucks. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. But the investment goes so far, and it really supports the future of education throughout the entire region.
And
it's a no-brainer.
You made the point that it's going to have to happen sometime.
At some point.
It's not going to get cheaper.
It's not. Unfortunately,
come on.
I know $13.5 million might feel like a sticker shock, but what would that look like in a year for the exact same project?
Gee whiz.
And some of the needs I describe are real. We have some spaces where, we have original electrical running and we can't get those replacement parts.
From 1966?
1966. So it's just this reality of where we're at.
on.
And so what a great opportunity for the community to come together and say, we support and let's do the next great thing in support of our kids and our staff.
Right.
No, just like I said at the beginning, what have you done to your home in 60 years?
Yeah.
My house was built in 1947. We moved in and we had to do electrical work. We had to do some plumbing work. We had to modify this, modify that. The people that actually built our home lived in the basement while the home was being constructed, and they built it, just kind of ticked their way up. But yeah, again, 2020, we moved in 2018. It needed some major upgrades.
Right.
And we invested in that. Did I want to cut those checks to the contractors all the time? Absolutely not. But we're raising a family in that house, and it must be safe and must be functional.
Well, and think about the future of if you don't do this. What are the residents going to say then? Our schools.
Yep.
I'm not proud of our schools. And you don't want that. I mean, do it now. It's not, like you said, it's not going to get any cheaper. This is a great way to invest in your community. If you don't have kids in school, okay, fine. But, invest in your community.
Yep. And I think, Northeast has always had a really supportive community. Like even families who don't have kids attending anymore, join us at basketball games.
Oh, that's awesome.
Join us at events, come enjoy the fine art shows. So again, just leveraging that community support to have these conversations. I think the other main thing I'd like to say is this, if people have questions, I think they need to reach out and ask.
Yeah.
Because the most important thing for me as the superintendent is that people feel confident when they go November 4th, whatever decision it is they're going to make, that they have the information they need and it's the right information, the accurate information, what it's going to cost them, what it's going to get for us as a school community. So if people have questions, I urge them, reach out to me. Happy to engage in any conversation. We do all kinds of tours to see the spaces, which is awesome too.
And I think that effort pays off because, as we all know, you can get on a rotten grapevine somewhere and hear the wrong information. But why not go right straight to the people who are doing it?
Yep. Happy to engage in those conversations or take people in the spaces to actually see it.
We were interviewing Wes Golden, who's the superintendent, which we love. Here's the thing, and I know I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but I love the fact that all of our districts have new superintendents.
Yep.
It's not saying anything negative about the old ones. It's just you all come with such fresh ideas and a unmatched willingness to collaborate.
Collaboration.
I mean, Comanche and Clinton are sharing buses.
Yep.
When the Clinton Theater was under construction, they did a combined theatrical performance over in Comanche with students from both school districts. I mean, it's just so cool to see that, because it should not be a competition.
Nope. We're all here serving kids on this side of the state. We want to make Eastern Iowa one of the best places to come and educate and grow your family.
Nope. Open enrollment was new to me. I'd never experienced that before. I didn't know what it was. It was like when I grew up in Pennsylvania, you went to the school within a district where you resided.
Right.
And when my parents divorced, I actually had to use my grandparents' address to stay in the school district. And it was just one of those things where you had to work around. Now, I'm not opposed to the open enrollment concept, but I think it works very well when the superintendents are willing to work with each other for the betterment of the student, and the student is the focus.
Right.
And the quality of education is the focus. It's not about who gets how many students or where they're coming from or what they're doing or the tax implications. It's just a breath of fresh air. I'll say that.
Right. And who could you trust more than Alicia with this project?
Yep.
Well, thank you for that.
Honestly.
I appreciate that.
No, but between all of you, Wes,
right.
Schaefer, I mean, you, it's just like sitting back. It's so cool because every time we've interviewed all three now, and all of them have shared the exact same message, which is, and you hadn't gotten together and figured this out. Hey, we're going on the podcast. What are we going to say?
Get this together.
You know, you're coming in with the same passion and the same mindset.
Right.
And I will mention real quick, if you go to northeast.k12.ia.us, again, northeast.k12.ia.us, your website is full of helpful information. You can click on the quick links tab, and there you have a drop down that includes the bond vote on November 4th with all sorts of information to include handouts, which you can print out and share with your friends, a very detailed drawing of the plan and what the facilities are going to look like. So all sorts of great stuff. And I know Alicia's contact information is on the website as well.
Absolutely.
So no excuse to say that you were not informed. Right, Jenny?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the departments that are going to be upgraded with this bond.
Yep.
That I've said this a million times, but many years ago, I was speaking with my dad, and my dad said, we're going to be in some big trouble in about 15 years. And I said, why? And he said, because everybody's going into computer science and computer everything. We're not going to have anybody in the trades.
Mm-hmm.
And he was right. We're struggling. And so this is a great way to get people started into that.
Absolutely.
And then connect them with
our academies.
Education.
Our academies at EICC.
Yeah. So, I mean, and you have a relationship with them.
Very much so. A lot of our kids access those programs currently. And I think the other nice thing is being a 612 building, our middle school kids will access these spaces as well to be able to learn early about those skills and opportunities, so we can just feed right into those academy options for our kids.
And like Wes Golden said, you need to go into the middle schools, because by the time you have juniors and seniors, I remember being that age and not even thought about
start earlier.
What I was going to do. So this is a great thing.
Sharing that message, career awareness, getting employers into the classrooms, getting students into the plants. I mean, that's something we work on very aggressively here at Grow Clinton. I also love the fact that all the districts now have a work-based learning coordinator.
Yes.
You know, that didn't exist. You guys have been
We've
rocking
had it for several
Northeast
years.
has been rocking it for a long time.
So explain that. Explain what they do.
Just our Lisa Sullivan serves as our coordinator.
Rockstar, by the way.
Rockstar is a very, very appropriate way to describe that. But for years, we've just really valued that school business relationship, accessing within our own community, but then also within our Clinton area, of just finding kids opportunities to connect, to experience on-job learning and skills. And now it's, as you described, Andy, bringing those businesses into our spaces as well, earlier and connecting earlier. So, I mean, that's been around 20 plus years for us out there at Northeast. So
really?
I, as a student, got to benefit.
Well, I've been
from
working
it.
with Lisa since I started doing this. So 2015.
I had no idea it was going on that long.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then Clinton just hired Jim Bankston.
Yep.
So he's the new, and then out in Comanche, I cannot remember the gentleman's name, but he's been involved for a little while. So now we have all these direct points of contact. So before, I was reaching out to the superintendents, and again, this is not negative, but you guys are busy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have time to return Andy's call about setting up a time for an employer to come into the classroom. I mean, I'm sure it's important to you, but you got so many things, like, I don't know, balancing an impossible education budget.
Right.
I took 2-day course on school finance.
What'd you think of that?
Don't know anything. Still don't know. No, it's an antiquated system. No, it is not equitable.
Budgeting is in the spring if you want to come join us at any point.
No.
We had somebody come in from the state, and it was part of the Leadership Iowa program. And we sat there for 2 days, and we listened to educators, and then we listened to finance experts and cover how school finance works. It's not like your house. You can't just pull from one chunk of cash in a different budget and slide it over to something else. It's very restricted. And again, I say it's inequitable. It's just why is a student at Pleasant Valley worth more from a state support perspective for education than a student in Northeast
Mhm.
or than a student in Comanche or a student in Clinton.
Right.
Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Right. And that's when
And that was
community has to
established in
step
the
up.
the early 70s or something like
Mhm.
that?
Yeah.
Dude,
Antiquated is right.
seriously.
Right. And that's when the community needs to step up and help.
If the state's not going to figure this out, then why don't all the schools just still have rotary phones? If that's how antiquated
would
we're
be
going to do
interesting, huh?
things, like
Yeah.
let's step our game up
Right.
and figure this out. It cannot be that difficult, especially when you're sitting on a budget surplus.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would take,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not an expert, but maybe a couple $100 million to balance it all out
Yeah.
and then move forward with a formula that makes sense.
Mhm.
And you have a lot of very intelligent and talented superintendents that
Mm-hmm.
would probably scratch and claw their way to Des Moines to sit in a room and have a conversation about how to make it equitable and fair.
And yet their reality every day for Alicia is that plus.
Yep. Show up and do the job.
Show
with
up and
what
do
we
the
have.
job. Yep.
Right. Provide great
Teachers,
programming and
budget,
great facilities.
students,
Yep.
all of
All
that.
the
I'm
things.
so proud of all of you guys
Yes.
because some of you came into situations that were less than desirable from a budgeting standpoint. And you've been able to do a lot with little, and many of which Comanche is a perfect example. I mean, they had to reduce their budget by
Yep.
a lot,
Some really
Right.
tough
and they
decisions.
eliminated one educator position.
Yep.
Mm.
I mean,
And
that's a
did
lot
it
of moving
with-
parts.
Transparency.
Yeah.
I think that's the other value
Right.
you'll see amongst us as superintendents is community members deserve that transparency from us of what is our current budget situation, what are the decisions being made and why.
And I
Um,
love the connectedness too.
Very much
because,
so.
when I was in school, do you think I knew who the superintendent was? No, I didn't. And I don't even know. My parents probably
Gertrude
did.
Wilson.
Gertrude.
She was from
Wilson.
Germany, and
But
she
I'm a
used to
little bit
say,
worried why you know who the superintendent is based on your earlier comment about riding
let's
buses.
not discuss
He
that.
wasn't allowed on the bus.
I
used to-
know,
back in the
so
day,
it makes
they-
me wonder.
Back in the day, you used to take paper and you fold it really
Gosh.
tight into like a little V, and then you would take like a rubber band, and then we call them like paper wasps.
Yes.
And you weren't supposed to do that, but I did. But she used to call them paper butterflies. So we would do it on purpose, and she would come up and be like, "Stop doing those paper butterflies!" And that's a horrible German accent. And I apologize to anybody of German descent, but it was fun to watch her flip out about that stuff.
But here's the thing: people know Alicia because they love her.
Yeah.
And they know her because she's from here. And they
Yeah.
know Wes because he's from here. They know
Absolutely.
Justin for the same reason he's from the area.
Yep.
And, you're approachable. You're transparent.
In the community, visiting
out
with
in the
students.
community,
And yeah.
that's, again, who would you trust with this project if you can't trust Alicia?
Yeah, no, I love it. I love, when the selection committees were meeting and try to identify who was going to fill these roles of superintendent after Gary DeLacy and Tom Parker and Neil Gray, and they all left, and Dr. Peterson down in
Yep.
DeWitt Central, and I was like, ooh, because you always get
Yeah.
worried that they're going to find somebody in like Los Angeles that has an amazing resume and interviews well.
Right.
And they come sauntering in to Clinton County thinking they hung the moon and don't know what the heck they're doing, right? They
Right.
just sold people on a false bill of goods.
And they don't know the people here.
I'm a huge fan
Yeah.
of hiring within. And here
Yeah.
you have people that have a tremendous amount of experience, understand the district, understand the state, better yet, have relationships with their students.
Yep.
No
Right.
brainer. Right. I could have
Remember
saved
my kids
I
from
could have
100
saved all
years
these
ago.
districts thousands of dollars by not hiring a consultant, by letting me just pick who was going to be.
I agree. I think you could have done a great job. But
Add
look
it to your list of
Yeah,
things.
add it to my list.
I never thought in a million years you would remember my kids.
Yeah, 20.
So-
we talked about
Yeah.
when they graduate, like it feels like just yesterday.
Oh,
And
man,
here I got
no.
to have them as a
Yeah.
math
There's some
student.
days I wish my last name was like Smith because Sokolovich stands out. And
Yeah.
people don't tend to forget it.
Yeah.
And my parents, or excuse me, my dad's side of the family all went through the same district.
Yeah.
So when I went to a class for the
They-
first time, they're like, okay, who is your father?
Making the connection.
And there was a right answer, which was my dad, who was an athlete and overall decent student. But then there was my aunt and uncles, and
Right.
they not so much. So they always wanted to know who my father was.
That's so funny.
Depends.
Yeah, like how do I answer this? Okay, and then the one thing we did say when we were interviewing Justin and Wes was there is no more. I guess I should say there's not a more pivotal time in your life, whether you're 15 or 50, than those high school
Oh,
years.
boy.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's why Hollywood makes movies about it. Dazed and
Mhm.
Confused. I tried to mimic my life off of that movie when I was in high school. I loved it.
Lord.
With all these movies and reflections back in those formidable, how do you say it?
Formative.
Yeah, there you go. Formidable. It makes sense, right?
Same thing.
And all those things that you did and those memories that you have, and then you can apply those to not only your profession or their well-being as a family and also your children, but it's so important that you have a good experience.
Yeah,
And
those
a great
experiences create the
education.
pride, right?
Right.
And they generate the stories that create more pride.
Yeah.
So they're crucial.
Right.
Well, Alicia, keep up the great work.
Thank you.
I'm, again, very proud of all of you, what you've been able to accomplish. I wish you the best of luck. Again, to me, it's an easy decision, $13.5 million. I mean, that's to do what you have planned here. In my mind, as somebody who works on projects that are much more expensive than this, I mean, Atlas Roofing Corporation, 250 million plus, and that's the advertised number. I'm sure it's over that by now, but what you have planned to complete within that budget, it's amazing. And it's, again, if you're valuing the growth of our community, you want to see us succeed in the future, just check yes.
I say check yes,
Yep.
honestly, because what better investment can you make than in human beings? You can't. The human beings are the most important, and in the children who are going to lead
our future
in the future.
Isn't there a song like that? The children are our future. Wasn't that a thing?
I
don't
they'll
know.
find the way.
I think it was in the 80s.
Something like that.
I think it was in the
It was
80s.
Whitney Houston.
I don't know.
Whitney Houston. But it's true. I mean, they're going to be the ones who are going to be running the communities.
Yep.
If you give them a good experience, I moved back because I had a good experience. I wanted my kids to be a part of that great community with Iowa nice people.
Yep.
And yeah, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah. If you want to hear me jump on my soapbox this
it.
morning on Mac 94.7 FM, I kind of got into it a little bit, not with Chris or anything, but I travel all around the state, every community, nook, cranny, river to river. And whenever I tell somebody that I live in Clinton and I work in the community, all I hear is positive things. Oh, yeah, Clinton's doing a lot of great things.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw that Atlas Roofing Corporation. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, is Candlelight still open? Oh, I love going there when we come and visit. Is Rastrelli still there? I love that restaurant. I remember going there as a little kid. That's what I hear traveling. Unfortunately, when I come back here and I engage somebody from the community, negativity city.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody, but the very vocal minority. And I hate that. I hate that there's so much resistance to change and just the outlook of just poor me and we don't have this and we don't have that. Listen, a Chick-fil-A does not solve your problems, right? There's just cool things that we need to acknowledge that we do well. We have strengths. Sure, we have areas of lesser talent we need to fix, but that's what Grow Clinton's doing. And that's what our district superintendents are doing. And that's what all of our city leadership is trying to do. So instead of complaining, get involved.
Right.
Join us in the efforts, right?
Right.
Like jump
and
on.
That's what this bond is for. That's, if you want to change something and you want to make it better, this is if you've never done it before, if you're making a resolution to stop the complaining, this is where to start.
Yep. All right. Well, go Rebels.
Go Rebels.
You have a fight song? Does Rebels have a fight song?
We do. Don't ask me to recite it.
Okay. I don't know if I have a Schuylkill Valley High School. It's where I went. It was the high school in the corn because at that time I was surrounded by cornfields.
Yeah.
Now the whole area is developed. And when I graduated, I told my mom that they were going to be erecting a statue of me within the school somewhere. And she has yet to find it.
I remember the Clinton High fight song. My sister was a cheerleader and she had to practice it. So,
so therefore, you have it.
All good things.
I remember
that's
that.
Great.
Important stuff.
Great memories, right?
Right.
All right, Alicia, thank you so much for
you.
joining us. Jenny, what do you got going on the rest of the week?
Oh, boy.
Tomorrow we have an interview with a incumbent council member.
We really do.
Who is running for an at-large seat to retain his seat. But there is 5 candidates for 2 at-large seats available in the council election for the city of Clinton moving November 4th.
And we're scheduling more and more of these interviews. So we want to hear from everybody. I've sent them all emails. Write to me.
Yes, all have been contacted. All have been invited. I don't want to hear anybody say we picked our favorites.
No.
Everybody's been contacted. So come on in. We just want to learn about information, how they view the business climate in our community, what they think we can do from an economic development standpoint, how we can boost tourism, and what they're planning on doing as an elected official that's going to ultimately serve another 4-year term.
That's right. It's your chance.
It's going to be a great interview with Pat Detterman. Excited about it. So we'll see that tomorrow. And thank you to our sponsors again, Citizens First Bank. Go CFB.bank. Again, go CFB.bank. Banking as it should be with Citizens First Bank, member FDIC. Adcraft Printwear, anything you need. Hoodies, hats, T-shirts, cups, mugs, anything.
Yeah.
They'll be able to do it for you.
Oh, yeah.
Hook it up. And then Miles Communication, wicked fast, high speed internet. MilesTelephone.com. Again, powering the Grow Clinton podcast. As always, my name is Andy Sokolovich, president of Grow Clinton, and I will talk to you guys soon. See ya. Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.